Welcome everyone back to the channel. What I'm going to do here is go over a little bit of a buyer/purchase guide when it comes to buying a graphics card for your computer. Figure now is a good time to do that because most people are stuck at home right now, and they may want something a little beefier for their computer to help get them through the 2020 year. So with that being said, I have a few different options, different price points, 4 different price points, mainly a low tier, mid to high tier, and then a high tier. I do not go over the $500, $600 budget. I don't feel that that's necessary for most people out there. So if you're wanting something really high end, this probably isn't going to be the video for you, but most people I think are looking to probably purchase a graphics card at $500 or less. I'm also going to give some options on some used gear. Currently I have a 980 Ti in my computer that I actually bought refurbished from, well, I'll get to that when I get in. So first what I'm going to do is start at the low end and work my way up to the high end. I do have a little cheat sheet here because I'm not as familiar with newer graphics cards, mainly because I've always bought mine from a refurbished company, which I will go through once I get into my choices here. But for the low end, I'm actually going to give you 2 options for some of these. Some options I'll only have one and kind of lead you towards which one I would purchase. But for the low end, you got the NVIDIA 1650 Super, and this is running about between $150 to $200. I think for the lower end, this is your best bang for your buck. That is the one I would most likely choose. I would probably get an EVGA one if I could find one at that price point. I am pretty brand loyal for EVGA. I think they have really good customer service. Another option would be the AMD, the RX. These are older cards, but the AMD RX 580 or 570. They're both great graphics cards. They're a little older now, but you can get them anywhere between $120 and $175, depending on which options you're looking for. I'd probably do an XF card if I was going that route. They make really good cards. Again, good customer service. But those are 2 options I would go for there. If you're going to try to get it down to $100, I'd go with maybe the AMD 570. If you're wanting more towards the $200 range, I would get the NVIDIA, the 1650 Super. So that gets the low end out of the way, so now let's get into the mid-grade, where I think this is probably your best bang for your budget if you're just looking to do a little bit of 1080p, 1440p gaming, maybe do some video photo editing because it will help out a tad bit there. And if you want to do some light 4K gaming, maybe some games that aren't as graphics intense, these would be great options for you. So in the mid-tier, this again is $200 to $350 is going to be the price point here. The number one choice I would go with is the AMD, the RX 5700. And this runs between, right now they're a little higher than what they used to be. They're about $349 to $375, depending on where you get them at. Best Buy actually has some really good deals on these right now. I will put links to all these below if you want to get them on Amazon, but again, Best Buy, Micro Center, those are other good places to look. But the AMD RX 5700, that would be probably my mid-tier if I was looking to spend at the $350 price point. If I wanted to maybe get down a little cheaper, I would look at the NVIDIA, the 2060, the non-super card, which you can get close to $300 if you shop around and try to catch it on sale. So if you want to save a little bit of money, that's a good option. The NVIDIA card does require a little less power, so maybe if your power supply also is not, if you're really in a budget to try to get the most efficient out of your system as possible, the NVIDIA ones are generally less wattage per card. So those are 2 options there. That's probably what most people will go with. Another way you may want to look at these is, this is where I would start getting into some of the refurbished ones, and I would highly recommend going to the EVGA, the B stock. They don't have a lot in there right now in their stock category, but that's just because of everything that's going on with the COVID virus. Everything's kind of out of stock now, but that's actually where I got my 980 Ti at, and I believe I only paid $200 for it. So that's a great place to go if you're looking to spend under $500. It's EVGA B stock. All their cards come with a 1-year warranty on there. I believe it's either 90 days or a 1-year warranty, but I bought 3 cards from there before and I haven't had any issues with them. So, and again, they have good customer service if you have any issues. If you want to go the used refurbished route, that's the only place that I would probably recommend is the EVGA, the B stock. It's a great alternative if you kind of want to save a little bit of money. Now let's get into the mid to the high tier. This is if you have a little bit, $150, $200 extra to spend, because this is going to get us the $350 to $500 price point. This is more if you're going to be doing a little bit more 4K gaming, or if you have some games that you're going to be doing 1440p that are really graphic intensive. This is the cards that I would recommend, but I would only recommend this if you're doing 1440p or higher, or getting into 4K gaming, or if you needed something with a little bit more horsepower. Most people, this is overkill. If you're just doing stuff at 1080p, you're not going to need anything like this. So two options here. You have the AMD RX 5700 XT, and this will go about $349 to $500. I did see a couple cards for $329, but I would probably do one of the $349 to $400 price point cards. These are readily in stock, so they're usually easier to get than some of the NVIDIA cards. For some reason, a lot of things are out of stock right now, but that's gonna, again, I did find an XFX card for $349. That's the one that I would probably pick. And again, these are great for 1440p gaming and getting into some 4K gaming. And if you're doing anything graphic intensive, or you're doing any type of CAD work or anything like that, they will help out a little bit there. Your graphics card, even for video and photo editing, will help move things along. Not that much. It's mainly CPU oriented there, but again, that's what you get for it. The other option I would go with is the NVIDIA 2060 Super. You may also be able to get a 27 Super, close to $500, but I would go with the 2060 Super. Again, this is going to get you your 1440p or 4K gaming. It draws a little less power than the AMD card, so again, if your power supply is on the lower end, this may be a good choice. But these are going to run you $400, so it's going to be difficult to find one under $400. They usually tend to run between $400 and $500, at least from what I found online. So that's where I would recommend the AMD card. The RX 5700 XT, I would recommend that if you're looking to spend $350 to $400. That's the go-to card right now. So now the last one would be the high end, and this is where I actually only have one recommendation for you guys, and this is if you want to spend $500 plus. You used to be able to get these cards for around $500, but again, some of the stocks are way down because a lot of companies aren't producing as much stuff anymore, again, because of the virus. So I would recommend the NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super, and this is basically a 2080. It's very similar. And this is if you're doing, if you're definitely 100% going to do 4K gaming, or you just need something with the highest amount of CUDA cores and most horsepower you can get. This is the one I would get. It's the 2070 Super. Again, it's nearly 2080 speeds without having to pay that extra price point, but you are going to have a difficult time finding this for $500 or less. So it is going to be, again, between $500 and $600 depending on what card you actually get. But that's the one I would actually recommend as the highest one. I know you can get like a 2080 Ti, which gets you to $1,000 range, but personally, I think that's overkill for most people. I would just go with the 2070 Super and be done with it. So that's it, guys. Again, I usually buy my graphics cards refurbished from the EVGA stock, but if you want to buy them new and you need something right now because you're stuck at home and bored, these are all good options. Again, I'll put links below if you want to buy any of these. I'll mainly put Amazon links, but again, check Best Buy, Newegg, Micro Center, check all those places, because Best Buy's been having some really good deals on graphics cards lately. Wouldn't be the place I would first think to go buy a graphics card at, but they've been having some really good deals on all their computer components, SSDs, graphics cards, so check that place out also. Thanks everyone again for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave the link or comment below and I will get back to you. See you guys next time.